Hi there, Franklin 4 and everybody else. It's old Rabbit Russ here with blog number 2 about the composition of a guitar quartet for the Franklin 4. I think you guys should put a video up introducing yourselves and perhaps post that video of you playing the quartet that first got me interested. Anyway, here we are. I've been working on the ideas we discussed earlier, and I've been recording an audio version of the Lorca poems we talked about. This is the first one, which is called La Cogiga e la Muerta, the goring and the death. And I've used a Soleus rhythm in this, very slow, very restrained, because the poem is so emotional you've got to hold back or you'd fall apart completely, I guess. So the Soleus rhythm, as you probably remember, is simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's not. No, that's a bolero rhythm, sorry. The Coquillo rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it sways between the 6, 8 and the 3, 4, like we talked about before. But it's done in a very restrained manner. And I'm learning a lot. I'm learning techniques about slicing up audio stuff. The way I've been recording is to use this excellent microphone, which is an AKG C1000S, which does for my business. And that goes through a Behringer, what's it called? Vintage preamp, valve preamp, quite nice, which then goes into an Edirol UA1EX interface, and then through into Logic, and I've been using Logic to cut the poem up. And I've still got things I want to learn to do better about taking syllables and using them as a part of the rhythmic structure. But at the moment I've just tried to bring the poem so that it fits in time with the music. I haven't been able to get a Spanish person or Spanish speaking person to record it for me, and my Spanish isn't good enough. So I've recorded it in English, which has certain implications. The first is the changes in the stresses and the syllabic structure. For example, one of the key lines in the Spanish is a las 5 de la tarde, which is 8 syllables. In English, that's at 5 in the afternoon, which is only 7 syllables. So I found myself, when I'm speaking it, going at 5 in the afternoon, dragging out the noon into 2 syllables, or 2 beats, whatever. And then finding that my pronunciation becomes a little bit, if you see what I mean. So it ends up sometimes, and I apologise for this, as being at 5 in the afternoon. But it gives me a structure to work with, it gives me something to play with, which is quite useful. Well, the structure itself is going to be episodic, I think is the word you use. The poem repeatedly comes back to this phrase, at 5 in the afternoon, a las 5 de la tarde, a las 5 de la tarde. And that's like a refrain that goes after each little description. And what he's capturing brilliantly is that shock and disbelief you suffer when you've lost someone. You just can't believe it happened, and you have these kaleidoscope of random images that invade you, and each one of those images is then clicked off by a las 5 de la tarde. So it talks about a boy brings out a white sheet, a las 5 de la tarde. There's basket of lime ready prepared, a las 5 de la tarde. The rest was death and nothing but death, a las 5 de la tarde. So it's like he's flashing back the whole time to that point where his friend died before his eyes. It's a very strong poem, very strong. So, there's not much else to say about it really, except that much like the Sibelius thing that I posted up before, this is a sketch. So it won't necessarily end up exactly like this, but it gives you an idea of the way I'm moving with things. I'm really enjoying working with the rhythmic structure of the spoken word without trying to make it a tune or a melody or a song. Tell you what, I'll play it. Warning! Big warning. This is graphic stuff. It's about someone being gored to death by a bull. And so the pictures I've chosen to go with it, some people might find really upsetting. But I think they're appropriate to what's being talked about. This doesn't mean I approve of bullfighting or hurting people in general, basically. But this happened. This man was famous. He was a brilliant poet. He was known to other composers and a group of Spaniards that I'd never heard of before called Generation 27, which presumably means they got together in 1927. I don't know. So you can't really dodge around the fact that part of his life was sensitive and descriptive and all those artistic things, but part of him was full of courage and people say arrogance, which I guess you have to have, in the same way as a surgeon has to have arrogance to cut into another body. He had the arrogance to go and face a huge bull and think he could win. And for hundreds of times he did, but the last time he didn't. Anyway, here comes the music. Hope you enjoy it. Bye! afternoon. A boy brought the white sheet at 5 in the afternoon. At 5 in the afternoon. A basket of lime made ready at 5 in the afternoon. The rest was death, and only death at 5 in the afternoon. The wind blew the cotton wool away at 5 in the afternoon, and oxide scattered nickel and glass at 5 in the afternoon. Now the dove and the leopard fight at 5 in the afternoon, and a thigh with a desolate horn at 5 in the afternoon. The bass pipe sound began at 5 in the afternoon. The bells of arsenic the smoke at 5 in the afternoon. Silent crowds on corners at 5 in the afternoon. And only the bull with risen heart at 5 in the afternoon. When the snow sweat appeared at 5 in the afternoon. When the arena was splashed with iodine at 5 in the afternoon. Death laid its eggs in the wound at 5 in the afternoon. At 5 in the afternoon. At precisely 5 in the afternoon. A coffin on wheels for his bed at 5 in the afternoon. Bones and flutes sound in his ear at 5 in the afternoon. Now the bull bellows on his brow at 5 in the afternoon. The room glows with agony at 5 in the afternoon. Now out of distance gangrene comes at 5 in the afternoon. Trumpets of lilies for the green groin at 5 in the afternoon. Wounds burning like suns at 5 in the afternoon. And the people smashing windows at 5 in the afternoon. At 5 in the afternoon. Aye, what a fearful 5 in the afternoon. It was 5 on every clock. It was 5 of a dark, dark afternoon.